Hi everyone, my name is Tirupati Naidu Malapati. I am pursuing Masters in Data Science from Cardiff Metropolitan University. In this video, I am going to give presentation on my internship project which I had completed at College Based Systems Private Limited at a designation of a data analyst. The project on which I had worked is forecasting supply chain finance with machine learning techniques. In this project, I had used Python language while implementing machine learning algorithms. Beyond technical activities, it is also based on data analysis on marginal activities. In this project, I had figured out the methods of how the organization can spend its capital on business finances. Later on, I will represent the predictions based on my calculations and will discuss the dataset I used for this purpose. When it comes to technology which I used in the deployment process is Python and its libraries such as NumPy and Pandas. I had used some of the calculative algorithms of machine learning so that my prediction can be so close to real. The contents in the presentation are aim and objectives, methodology, practical implementation, resultant analysis, recommendations, and conclusion. Aim and objectives. Aim of the project. The main goal for developing this project is to take out predicted results from the provided dataset so that the organization can get a brief idea of investing their money in which sector. These predictions will help the organization to their globally growth and also will improve their weak sectors. Objectives to provide a solution to finance supply chain management and also the proper implementation of analyzing data and the proper implementation of use of libraries and the algorithms in Python and machine learning. The sequence of steps followed in the methodology of my project are data collection, libraries for deployment, data cleaning, data processing, model building, random forest regression, k-nearest neighbor. For the execution of the project, I have collected the data. The dataset has various types of attributes which are described along with the data present. The dataset has information about the financial history of an organization like the amount of product distribution which can be used in managing the supply flow according to the assumptions. I had implemented multiple libraries for the deployment of the project. I used the TQDM library which provides a process bar and can be used with the nested loops, and Jupyter Notebook works in providing progress status for the given dataset. Then I used the NumPy library which performs mathematical correction and calculation operations in Python. Matplot library is used to analyze the data for multiple visualizations and used to represent data in mathematical form. Seaborn library is used which will help implement interactive drawings for information and also studies graphical representation on a high level. Data cleaning is performed as it is a technique that enhances the data overall and it also removes duplicate values. Several tools are used to perform this process and the overall quality of the data is improved. Random forest regression is the algorithm that is used for classification functions that consists of any type of branch working in the decision tree. K-nearest neighbor algorithm is used as it is a supervised machine learning algorithm and required fossil in both regression stock along with the classification of the task in it. Practical implementation in my project is done by acquiring a dataset, implementing Kaggle script, implementation of Python code, use of machine learning algorithms, and the integration of machine learning algorithms with the Python code and observing the outcomes. In the development process, firstly I acquired the dataset of the organization and then passed it through the Kaggle scripts. By doing so, my data was analyzed and all the null values were cleared out. After getting a high quality dataset, I started implementing the functions in Python language for getting all the assumed functionality I used in multiple libraries of it. After that, I implemented algorithms such as random forest regression and k-nearest neighbor in machine learning so that I can get my assumed output from it. Later on, I started the integration process of machine learning algorithms with my Python code so that the output can be displayed on the screen. At the final step, I ran the code and noted down all the outputs and compared with dataset values and got my results with high accuracy. The results from the input dataset are shown in the next slides for giving you a better understanding of how these codes predict finances. The graph shows all the different aspects of the product. The blue graph here shows us the quality increase per year, and the orange graph represents the true value of the item. On the green graph shows the peak price rise in the time duration, and the red graph shows the unit price of the product. By unit, it means the average price on the product was sold. This graph is the actual output of the set which was used in this project. Here we can see that the actual and the assumed price has a very big difference, as the actual value is rising high and the assumed values are lower. By this graph, we can easily predict whether the unnecessary investment is done and money flow can be controlled. This assumption will help the organization in making their investment plans so that they can smartly invest in each sector with an appropriate amount. All the values of the dataset are accepted by the algorithms because of the data cleaning process, and the final output is accurate and smart. The Python code is combined with machine learning code, and the both are performing their operations seamlessly. Here the random forest regression algorithm is playing a vital role in creating assumptions for the already existing data. When the final output was transformed into graphical visualization, it can be seen that the actual values invested by the company are higher, which means the assumption produced by machine learning is efficient and smart, which overall assists the organization in developing the next investment plan. Recommendations: select the dataset with useful information. Analyze the selected data before implementation. Identify the suitable libraries and algorithms that can cover all the needs of the project output. And then we have to visualize the output with feature scope of the supply chain finance. As this project is part of my internship program, it includes all my learning gathered in the training. The topic itself is interesting and I enjoyed it a lot while developing it. This project has enhanced my thinking capabilities with improvement in my coding skills. I used Python with multiple libraries of it, and by this I learned more about pandas and other libraries. When the final output was served, it was difficult for me to understand, so I implemented visualizations that converted the numeric outcome into a graphical representation, which helped me and others to understand the difference between the original invested value and the assumed value. I had learned how to analyze the dataset which is required for the particular task. Then I learned how I can clear the data and take out the information that is necessary to perform my task. I learned multiple libraries and their functionalities in Python language. And I also came to know the knowledge of machine learning implementation can effectively used for such projects. Thank you.